they have a good carrier in the Storm Spirit. So as soon as the Storm gets a little farm, the Lifestealer gets a little farm, the Axe gets like a Blink Dagger, they start just running around the map. And yeah, their initiation, their control, their team fight, everything they have is really great until Signify gets some farm in their cores, especially the Tinker. I don't know, taking objectives, of course, we saw it yesterday. Once the Tinker can start spamming Mars with Boots of Travel and just get all over the map, he can actually stop them from initiating or taking buildings. So that's gonna have to. That's kind of how they have to hold on to this game. But if they catch the Tinker a few times, the game might just end.
Yep, for sure. In this game, in the mid game, it's going to come down to map control, right? That pretty much will be limiting in terms of how much Storm can farm, and same with the Tinker, because both these heroes will be able to set up on each other and gank, especially with the Bounty Hunter. Even if they don't have the disables, it's still a ton of damage coming out between them.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's see. Lane schooling as predicted, right? Axe Skyrat together.
Yep.
This has been the pairing we've seen in most of these games, actually.
Yeah, a lot of dual lanes
Majority.
with the Axe Skyrath. But they're going to try lane bottom for now. I mean, I know No Chance will probably rotate on the Bounty Hunter and roam somewhere else. Maybe trying to find a courier snipe, but...
They're looking for the Skyrath because they probably want to play pretty aggressive with this dual off lane. And if Bounty Hunter's already here, they might be able to kill Sky for first blood.
Which would be nice.
Yep.
But that also means he's not going to be able to go for a courier snipe. But I guess people are pretty used to Bounty Hunter going for a courier snipe before the first 3-minute mark, so they might not even send the courier out until that point.
Yep, it's been so long since Bounty Hunters have been sniping couriers, right? People are a bit more cautious nowadays.
But that doesn't mean that he's not going to get courier snipes this game. I've seen so many Bounty Hunters just get really deep vision, like the Uber Cliff over here, and just snipe couriers that way when like they go to the secret trap or something.
Oh, yeah.
And they're going to go for a fight. The cask bounces once. Lion Axe is already half HP. Blizzard's getting a little low.
The bounty.
The Jug did get it. They're not getting back to their own, and actually No Chance is going to get the other bounty. Maybe they can get first blood on Mr. Crowl. They have no battle hunger. The cock push will hurt him a little bit more. Do they have an Orb of Venom? They don't. Okay, well that's pretty brutal. They're just going to block with Blizzard. The cask comes out. Arcane Bolt won't do enough damage. And you will have to take the battle hunger, but it'll just tango through it. And... because of that tango, I think he's fine. Yeah, he should be.
Yep, should be good. Did the math on that one. He's fine. These, so that rotation, obviously Signify got a lot of bounty runes out of it, right? They managed to get both on the bottom side.
Yep.
But they pretty much lost the lane entirely, right? Witch Doctor has no health to work with, almost no mana as well. Same thing with Bounty Hunter, no mana on him.
Yeah, what is Mr. Crowl supposed to do? They actually dropped a ward, thinking that they blocked the camps, and they just body blocked it, I think, right? There's no actual ward blocking this camp here, and that's pretty brutal. They just spent a lot of gold trying to deward there, that when there wasn't a ward to be dewarded.
Oh Jesus, the cast bounces.
Alright, that shouldn't happen.
Very nice, yeah.
Mr. Crowl had like no HP and they still lose first blood? What? I guess he was a little far up.
Yeah, he got pretty unlucky actually with the second cast bounce. Managed to actually get him, so.
Alright, Witch Doctor's a great hero. That's it.
Yeah, this hero is difficult to lane into for sure. So let's talk about these other lanes, Bot. They're not too action-packed. Bottom lane's going to be the lane to watch, but we can go over the matchups real quick. In the mid lane, we have Tinker up against Storm, and then Storm is scared for the courier, so he runs back to pick it up too, so he misses even more last hits, and Bounty Hunter might harass him. But very Tinker favored in the lane phase. They do a ton of damage, and he's just going to get harassed by the Bounty Hunter. Not fun.
Yeah, if he could even draw even in this lane, it would be huge for Fearless. That probably won't happen now. Of course, you can always go back to the jungle, but so too can the Tinker. Of course, we saw what happened when he didn't have a lane yesterday. He was just able to farm stacks with his marksman machines and go from there. The top lane should be even for a little bit anyway until, you know, more levels are up on the Quill Spray. Now, of course, like you mentioned, very little armor for the Dog Brain Lifestealer. And he actually needs to be careful. He's trying to harass Negi, but it's a difficult matchup when he starts taking the Quill Spram. Even with Magic Stick charges, he's only got 7 of them currently, so that's pretty tricky. Meanwhile, mid lane, they're going to find Swifty. He walked up a little too far. Looks like they were trying to forward gank on Fearless. I guess he might have salvaged or something and survived. I don't know.
That's the clockwork rotation on the Tinker. Very, very far up. So. Very good kill.
Yeah.
You know, you need these ganks for Storm to help him survive until he gets to level 6, then he can just dip out into the jungle. Catch up that way.
He needs his bottle too. He's a little low in HP, but yeah, I think that's a really big kill considering. Meanwhile, Dogbrain and Negi are going at it. Dogbrain trying to get the better hand of the deal. He does have 10 stick charges. He could try to bait, but not going to happen. Negi has a salve, so that gets kind of annoying. Jesus. Bristleback, like, why don't I ever get these lanes when I'm playing Bristleback, where I'm just solo versus solo against a melee hero? Come on.
Right, usually you get killed over and over, right?
It's like, oh, there's 3 heroes in my lane in spite of the fact that this is a 2-1-2 meta. Great. Lovely stuff. Did you see, by the way, they actually changed the token thing? A lot of people that were getting the big token MMR lost, like, all of it.
Oh, yeah. I saw that it was changed.
You know who didn't lose all of his MMR?
You.
I am still Ancient 4 and 4900 party MMR after they changed all that stuff.
Nice.
My pro, he's going to lose not some MMR, but his life instead. No, Blizzard is going to get back. He has the healing ward. He should be fine. Nice kill. That's the great thing. Like, if you don't have a sentry down here, it's so hard to realize when this bounty's coming in and what he's doing. He could be mid. So just with that extra hero, they're able to secure that kill.
Yeah, very easily. Clockwork was hovering on the mid lane, but can't actually make it happen because of this nice ward up on the high ground from Signify. So, Jesus, Neg gets the solo kill onto Lifestealer. Okay. Yeah, this is what you can't afford to happen, right? Your Lifestealer is 1v1 up against the Bristleback. Bristleback gets the better end of the matchup there and actually manages to kill him. Now you have to leave this bottom lane when you're been set up for this aggressive lane. It's not good.
Yeah, this is starting to get a little more tricky. Fearless has an Invis rune, but he has, like, no HP. Clockwork walked up pretty far. Swifty trying for the kill, almost got a good Fairy Fire. And Storm Fairies at himself at the exact same time, but bottom lane, they're going to go on My Pro again. No chance. He doesn't have Call. And some spins actually secures the kill, but not before he dies. If he stays alive there and gets that experience, then it's worth it. But him going down first is kind of troublesome.
Yep. I just wanted to mention that the Juggernaut up against this, Jesus, Skywrath Mage is doing so much
hitting
damage.
the Q button.
Yep, he's got a Fairy Fire, though.
All right, well, that's another big kill that I didn't see. Great. Excellent start.
Got you.
Yeah.
I baited you into launching the bottom lane.
You know, 2 years ago, Brax, I was one of the top 4 observers in the game. You know, I was working at the Manila Major as both caster and observer. I even did a game at TI6. What's happened to me? I've lost it. Such a sad story.
Then you have to find it.
That's true.
That's all that means.
I like how positive you are when you talk about it. You really make my day a lot of the time. I'm feeling depressed without my observing. Boom, you come in there, you cheer me up. Great stuff.
It's nice to hear. I'm glad I can do that one.
Yes, thank you. Anyway, what were we talking about? I completely forgot.
Oh, I was going to say, down bottom line, getting spun up again. So much damage from the spin and malady combo.
It's really good.
Even Skywrath Mage pumps out a ton of damage, so they get a return kill.
Yes. So, you were discussing
something.
I don't remember what it was.
Yes. What I was trying to say about a minute and a half ago was that the Juggernaut hero, fantastic against this harass from Skywrath Mage and Axe. You've got the healing ward.
Yeah.
You can sustain through it, but it is a lot of damage. Like, look at this.
I think people underrate... well, some people that don't play that much Dota. Most people know how good Healing Ward is, but there's a lot of people that don't, and that's why the hero is, like... It's one of the reasons why he's a good hero. You know, he's got good stats, he's got good damage early on with Blade Fury and Omni Slash, so you can always find kills. You know, you can get shut down, but usually it always feels like you're able to be involved in these fights and kills, and I don't know. Jug just seems like... Healing Ward is so good. It's kind of just really strong, so...
Yep, it's really nice against these lanes where they have to spam out a million spells too, because all you have to do is buy a stick or a wand, and you'll have enough mana to sustain the healing ward throughout the lane phase. So, good answer to this usually very, very strong offlane.
Yeah, I would say so. And they have a pretty significant... It's like 1k. They're going to try to go for a pull on Swifty, but he should be fine. Swifty's going to Fairy Fire. Nice silence, though. They needed that silence in order to get the kill. They do find it. That's a Maledict, and... He does have bottle charges. He should be fine unless they get a cask or an auto attack off.
Oh, he's actually...
bottle?
Oh, boy.
Bottle? He's good. Nice bottle.
Okay.
Smart play from Fearless.
Scary there.
Yes. Very dangerous, but he survives. But even still, they get that kill on Swifty, and it feels like they absolutely had to get that kill because they're still kind of far behind. I mean, look at the net worth for this Bristleback and Jug. And Bristleback getting a fast start is very scary. He's one of the snowballiest heroes, I think, especially in the off lane.
Oh, yeah.
So
he's got his Vanguard soul rank. Nobody can mess with him, right? So he's just gonna sit in this lane and constantly harass the tower forever. And look at Lifestealer's farm. It's decent, but when you look at his items, it looks pretty sad, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Boots, Gloves of Haste. He's going for a Helm of Iron Will, most likely.
Yeah,
into the armlet so he can survive. Yeah. That's the value item. Gives you armor against the Quill Spray and health regen.
Yeah, he's going to need it for sure. The armlet will allow him to get involved. I think he might be getting treads first unless he doesn't have the Belt of Strength on him. The thing also that has been interesting to me has been the decision to go for treads or phase on Lifestealer in a lot of these games. Treads, the strength treads now give you so much, I think, for Lifestealer, which is really nice.
So much health, yeah.
But when you don't have the phaser, it does feel like your movement speed is really lacking. Like that, the phase, you're able to actually chase down heroes in the earlier stages of the game. Whoa.
Yep. Uh-oh. They'll be back, no worries.
I hope so.
But yeah, the phase boots mod, they're more aggressive, right? They give you that chasing power in lane and throughout the game. It makes your lane phase super, super strong. But the payout for the treads is, of course, the super tanky Lifestealer and farm speed.
Yes. And for a long time, it was treads on Lifestealer, and then I think it was the FNC build where phase drum came around. I say it was FNC, but I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, and then
I'll let you in on a secret here.
Okay.
It was me.
Was it? Yeah. Are you kidding? Or are you actually?
No, I'm not kidding.
Oh my God, I'm talking with a living legend. Did you see that Reddit thread about the guy that designed Jakiro? You're like that guy.
Wow. If only I designed Jakiro.
I'm sure. You probably have talked to Ice Frog. I would assume at least once through online communications.
I think I've told you this. I used to give out beta keys for Dota 2, and
you
then
did tell me this, yes.
And then I changed my Steam name to Burrito Lab.
Oh, that's right.
Was cool. I went incognito, so nobody could throw my games on purpose, and then I got removed. He's like, "Who's this idiot?"
Ice Frog, how are you gonna do that to Brax? How long have you been involved in Dota, Brax? I mean, come on. I mean, like you were back there in the day. You were a young lad when Dota All Stars was a thing. Dota 1. What patch did you actually start playing Dota? Do you remember?
When Blink Daggers could actually get canceled.
Oh, okay.
I started playing a lot.
All right. Well, I say okay, but I actually don't have any idea when that is because I didn't play Dota 1 that much, so I don't know why I said okay, but... It
was like 11 years ago.
Okay. That helps a little bit more. I played Dota 1, but I played a lot earlier, and it was more casual, and I was just a kid, so I didn't know what I was doing, so I only damage on Sniper every time I played him instead of anything else.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I just need damage to win this game. That's all. That'll do it. But,
back to the days where it was just about having fun with your friends.
Yeah, that's pretty much. We would have LAN parties. I was really good at Counter-Strike at the time, but I was not good at Dota. My friends were, and they destroyed me. But those were the good old days. Someday we'll have a Dota 1 tournament, I'm sure, but not anytime soon.
That'd be awful.
It would be, wouldn't it? Because when you've played Dota 2 for so long and you go back and you try to look at Warcraft 3, you're just like, Jesus Christ, I don't know what's happening in this game. Even if you know Dota like the back of your hand. Especially if you haven't played it like me. Like, a lot of the abilities, I don't know what's happening. But
yeah, the turn rates in Dota 1 were horrendous.
Yeah.
It would actually, like, you would never be able to dodge Beastmaster axes, ever. It was impossible. If they were clicked on you, you would not be able to get out of the way.
Great. Oh, look at all the damage I'm taking. I guess I can't move. Good old Dota 1. Good old Warcraft 3. Warcraft 4 will come someday soon, and I hope somebody makes a Dota mod for it, which would be funny. And then we've really gone full circle, but that day will not come anytime soon, I'm sure of it. Anyway.
I hope they make a Heroes of the Storm mod on Warcraft 4.
And it's better.
And they'd call it Dota. That'd be cool.
Heroes of the Storm was really fun for like a week because it was so casual. But then you realized, like, okay, I guess I don't need to do anything to get levels. I don't need to do anything to get farm is kind of how it felt.
The really nice thing is that the games were fast.
That's true.
That's
They're
really
very quick. Yeah.
Sometimes when you get home from work after a nice long day, you don't want to sit there and play one, super, super long game. You'd rather play 3 or 4, 15, 20-minute games.
Yeah. That's the trouble I have with Dota. My pro is going to get run down. Shuriken Toss, he's very tanky with Vanguard, but he is dead. So now they're going to try to find this Bristleback. This is the dangerous part of the game when you try going on a level 6 Bristleback with level 4 Quill Spray, level 4 actual Bristleback. Like, they're going to kill him, but he almost killed Boombell. It's so dangerous, so you have to be very careful with how you approach going after a Bristleback at this stage in the game.
Yeah, there's a big difference between how Bristleback and Axe operate at this part of the game, right? Like, they're both tanky, they both have Vanguards, and they're difficult to kill. If there's, like, one hero with the Bristleback, or, you know, if he's in near the terrorist so they can actually TP to a system, they can turn and get kills. Axe, not quite the same, right? He doesn't output that damage as he dies. Spin is nice, but it's nowhere near the same as, or at the same level as the Quill Sprays.
Yeah, the Quill Spray stacks can be murder if you're like a Skywrath mage.
So you've got to be super careful about ganking up a hero like Bristleback. He's just going to keep on coming back to this lane, push up, and eventually there will be people with him, and that's when you can't handle him.
I will say, I do like the Skywrath going straight into Veil. He's actually super close. Plus, it gives you the armor against the Bristleback that you need. Like, Skywrath is super squishy, but if you have that item, you actually can survive a little bit longer, which is nice. Also, it's good against Junk, too.
Having a pretty good game.
Death Ward gets canceled literally immediately. He walks into the Mystic Flare. They give him the chop from iPro. He says, I'll take that. Thank you very much. They would have liked the Jug, but they're going to go for it anyway. There is a smoke. Blizzard TP's out. Nice TP. And another disconnect. TK lag.
Not TK.
I don't know what TK lag is, but it sounds worse than regular lag.
It's Tinker.
Oh. You know, that's one of those... That feels like one of those Dota 1 things where people just... I don't know. They call them by different names. Of course, there's the old Dota 1 names that people used a lot of the time. I know a good deal of those, but there's still a lot of shorthand that you forget about.
Yeah, the most absurd one that I have heard of was when I first went to China. All the Chinese dudes called Invoker Carl.
Yeah, that's right. Of course, he was Kael'thas in Dota 1 and Warcraft 3. So eventually, they actually, I think they really did change his name to Carl in actual Dota 2. I believe that's part of the lore.
K-A-R-L, Carl.
What a great name. I wish I could be named Carl. Do we know any Carls in the Dota scene besides Invoker?
No, I don't.
I don't know why I'm asking this question.
Well, it's good.
You know. We're really getting nostalgic today, Brax.
Yeah, we're building up on the lore and the depth behind everything.
We should just have a show where we just talk about random Dota 1 and bullshit.
That's here.
that's what this is. Yep. Welcome to the Dota 1 show, folks. With also a game being played behind it.
Alright, so less than a 1,000 net worth lead, which pretty much nothing. You know, Tinker's needs time, Storm needs time, nothing's really going to change. Big items coming out are going to be like Axe Blink Dagger. That's when things actually happen. But, yeah, Tinker has his spots. He can hold these towers for now.
Yeah. I feel like this is kind of scary. Oh my god, Swifty almost died. My pro was like a second too late. This is where things get a lot harder for the Dire. I know they could jump with Storm onto the Tinker, but like now they're fighting into a couple of heroes rotating in. They will get the kill on the Bounty Hunter. The Skywrath is tracked. If he just takes one Quill Spray or auto attack, he's dead. Oh my god, I cannot believe those missiles are going to hit, and he's going to die. That's so sad. But they will jump back in on Swifty, and they'll get the kill. But here's Negi, and they could all die to these Quill Sprays. They might just leave. Dogbrain needs to infest or something. That's a death ward. Infest! Infest! No. There you go. Now you run. Good toggle. Uh-oh. No rage for 8. He's going to have another sick toggle or wand charge. This is going to be tricky.
He's going in for this one.
This is going to be tricky. Oh! He's still going. He has rage. Rage it off. All right. Keep running. Nice toggle. That was well played from Dogbrain. But they're going to come back in. This is a dangerous choice, my pro. I don't know if you can actually do it. He actually killed one of the creeps with the Quill Spray, which was nice. So he took off the Battle Hunger. But the call will go, and there's the Mystic Flare. And that's all they need, apparently. Or maybe not. Battery Assault. And they get the kill with the Flare. Okay. It was a little sketchy there for a second for AR.
Yep.
But now Blizzard's coming in. He's got Omni Slash. Run, my pro. Get the hell out of there. Oh, my God. Juke. Juke like your life depends on it. And he's going to. Although, they dusted up No Chance.
And he's tracked.
This is a dive. Look at this dive. Okay, they're going to bank. This is a smart play. Or is it? Okay, he got the Battle Hunger, or excuse me, the Call Off, which gives him the armor, but then he gets tracked and dies anyway, so. What an awkward fight, Brax.
Yep, that dive actually baited in Alpha Red for another engagement, and then Signify, they came back as well. They want a battle.
Yeah, this is a battling team.
Yep, but we saw how the Axe can actually deal with the Bristleback, right? That was the Berserker's call into the Mystic Flare with Bristleback just facing him, so he took a ton of damage, especially with the Veil. That's a big item.
Yeah, that's a huge item. And it allows the Skywrath Mage to actually do some damage to some of these tankier heroes. They have Clockwork Hook Shot. I don't think they've used it yet. He is level 7 now. I'm not sure if he used it I think he used it last fight down to the tier 1 bottom to take an engagement. Ooh. Negi has found the stack. This is a very dangerous proposition here for our Alpha Red to see if they want to actually go for this play or not. Don't think they will. Either both teams are going to back up, so chill out for now.
The entirety of Signify have been scattered by this lane ward, so Alpha Red just running across the map. They're setting up for the bounty runs on the opposite side of the map. Look at this up top. They're actually just camping the shrine.
Yeah, they're thinking somebody's going to someone in.
Yeah, for the rune. But Signify are doing the exact same thing.
Yeah, this is actually kind of dangerous for Dogbrain. He could get killed here if he's not careful. They don't want to go on him, I don't think. He's actually going to find the rune. They're going to get 3. Maybe even 4 if nobody notices him. Meanwhile, they got the call, or rather they got the fight onto MyPro, and he's dead, it looks like. Nice stick charge. He's got Maledict. He can salve, but it's too late. He did it at the wrong time, it looks like, and gets ticked down because of it. So he actually could have survived there, I think, but it would have been close.
And now it's time to steal the stack, but it takes a long time thanks to the Ancient Prowler Shaman and the Ancient Prowler Acolytes.
God. Frickin' Ancient Prowler Shaman. He's so dumb. Hook shot. Oh, Boom Bell. Boom Bell. Alright, they're going to get Blizzard, but that could have been better. They jumped into, like, double march. Negi's going to pop the hood. Fearless needs to run. He does have some mana left, but he needs to be very careful. He's going to jump away, but he still might die to heat-seeking missiles or an auto attack.
The rockets are coming.
Yeah, he's dead. See ya.
Oh.
MyPro finally respawns, but no Blink Dagger, so he can't really catch anybody. Like Mr. Crow would have been a nice target. That is
Signify,
so hard to fight into.
Yeah, they take the stack. There's like a double march layer, and Boombell hook shots in. And, you know, it was good, though, still. They managed to get some kills. Boombell actually died to the Ancients there.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Wow, that is impressive considering who he was jumping into and what abilities were on him.
Yep.
So, I mean, it like, Alpha Red are kind of holding on, but that's a giant stack that they gave the Jug and the Bristleback. Like, Jug has Treads, Drum, Aquila. He's going to go for Manta next. He's getting a lot of farm. He'll be good late game. Of course, he doesn't have Battle Fury, but that's fine. Battle Fury is not really being built anymore. You're taking one as a 4-staff, actually, instead of going for the Blink Dagger. Like, he went for the usual items, the bots, the Soul Ring, the bottle, but he went Force instead of the Blink, which is kind of interesting.
Very smart against the Clopper. Now you have a way to deal with the hookshot and cons.
Yes.
And it's all about the Axe Call and Skywrath ult, right? That's what the Force stands for. So you can dodge out on all that damage.
And this is kind of why I have an issue going for Vanguard in some games as Axe. I know it's really good stats and staying alive against some of these auto attack heroes.
It's this awkward point, right?
Yes.
Like the transition to the Blink Dagger where he just doesn't have it in time for these fights. And his when he doesn't have it, his fight contribution is almost nothing. You're right, he desperately needs Blink Dagger to actually start playing the game.
Yeah, like, without that, they have no way of starting fights unless Storm jumps in, which he does not want to do. Because he jumps in, he gets killed almost immediately.
Exactly, he's going to lose all his health if he jumps in.
And they're just going to keep pushing towers with Signify. They'll layer down the march so they can't really take an initiation. They have a Bristleback, and fighting into that at this point is, I don't want to say impossible, but it's pretty difficult. Plus, they'll have the Death Ward to fall back on if they do actually take a fight. So, MyPro is like, I need Blink. Maybe we could take an engagement after that, but we have to let the Tier 2 go for now. And that's just, they don't get anything out of it. They're not pushing another lane when this is happening. And it's only a little, it's just more gold for Signify.
Yep, and look at this. They take the tower and smoke up right away.
MyPro's dead, I think.
Luckily, he did just buy his Blink Dagger, right? But
yeah.
It's going to be a track kill going the way of Signify, assuming it doesn't pull any shenanigans with disconnect nonsense.
That'd be interesting.
We've seen it twice this game so far, so you never know. Can't count it out.
Yeah, that's true. Hopefully their internet is a bit more stable. Of course, they are playing from India. They actually, I checked their pings. It's like 100 ping, which is really not bad when you think about playing India to Singapore. I think that's the server we're on. You know, you would assume that's a larger ping difference. But I guess not. I guess the internet in India, decent infrastructure, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, not bad at all. You know, sometimes it's not about the ping, but the packet loss.
That's true. And we don't know how much packet loss they're playing with. I don't think the console command checks it. I'm pretty sure.
Nope. Can't see it.
There is a loss column, but I don't even know if it actually works. They're going to try to go for a hookshot play. They have, I think, the S and Y done for... It's just a Yasha, actually. They're going to call. Fearless jumps in. They're looking for Swifty. Mystic Flare. Swifty walks into it. He's dead. They're going to find Blizzard, too. He's silenced. Really good fight so far. Negi, of course, is the big issue. Trying to kill him is going to be really difficult. They'll drop the Death Ward. They need a silence. They do get Signify, and he's going to get dropped down with the Arcane Bolt. And they need to be careful. If they can get all 4 of these kills, they might even be able to find Negi after the fight is over. And they will get the kill on the Bounty Hunter with the Urn, it looks like. The pull comes out, but they have to jump away with Fearless. Negi might need to just run now. I know he's very tanky, but that's exactly how you fight into a Bristleback. You kill everybody else, and you go from there. And that's a huge engagement. Yes, they lost the Tier 2 tower, but my god, was that really good for Alpha Red.
Yep, you just try to ignore this man as long as possible, but Negi's so farmed, he might eventually get to that point where he gets like a Radiance on top of what he already has. He's about to finish up the Crimson Guard, and that's when you can't ignore this hero anymore.
Yeah. And Crimson Guard is such a sick item to this game also. It's going to mitigate a lot of that damage. I think Crimson Guard is in a really good place currently. For how much damage it mitigates.
It's so good, especially against heroes like Lifesteal, who are on a bit of a timer to kill these targets in team fights, right? You rely on that Rage, all of a sudden, if you can't kill that target, then you have to reset. Does a whole lot.
And that's why Radiance on Lifestealer can be good too. A lot of Crimson Guard purchases in this meta. So you go for both chewing down with your auto attacks and the damage from the Radiance burn as well. But he didn't go for that. He's instead picking up an SNY. He had a Yasha. I think he's going to split it into Manta and then Halberd, I would assume, is going to be the choice for him, which is... We've seen a couple of Mantas recently on Lifesteal, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, I usually see with the Radiance build. That's what happens most of the time. You know, it's a good way to dispel silences, but you know, there are no silences in this game. It's only really track, huh?
Yeah, that's it. I don't know what else he needs it for. Is there anything that we're forgetting? I mean, I guess goo, but he just rages that off anyway. Awkward.
Maybe he'll show us something we don't know.
Yeah, you know, that's true. He's the one playing the game. You know, we're just watching everything with an omniscient view.
Exactly, we're the spectators. We have the front row seats to the show.
All right, he switched to Desolator. That's probably a better choice.
Yep, looks much better. So we haven't, I mean, the team fight from Alpha Red is starting to come together, right? Like, Storm Spirit can roll in with the Infest Bomb. He has 2,000 HP on the Storm, so he's pretty tanky now. Axe has his Blink Dagger, so he can get a reliable initiation. That's what it all comes down to, being able to find these key heroes like the Tinker in the back lines and squishy heroes like Witch Doctor or Bounty Hunter, and they have the mobility and the tools to do that.
Yeah, and it comes down to that initiation thing, that disable thing we were talking about. Signify has that with just like Tinker when he gets Hex and like Cask. So them starting a fight, you know, that's why they've been pushing so much too, I think, because they can just drop March down. They can try to focus around a tower. But it's so... Like AR, they're going to have a Bloodstone soon for Storm Spirit. They have the Axe Blink. They've had it for a while now with that last fight. They have Clockwork now building into a Blade Mill plus the Hook Shot. Even the Skywrath Mage with Concussive Shot can try to find a kill or two. But now, Roche being taken, they did Clockwork Flare a moment ago. It's going to be back up. They're going to do the same, I would imagine. They're going to send the Flare over.
So dangerous to do Roshan against Clockwork, Storm Spirit, Axe. You have to be so careful around the pit. Healing Ward's not going to be up if they decide to fight, and they know this is happening. Let's see what the Steel Temple looks like here.
This is not going to work. Jump in. Nice. That was beautiful. And Dogbrain's rotated in as well, but he needs to be a little careful. They've already killed the Bounty Hunter. They're now looking for the Witch Doctor, and he's on the run. Omni Slash does come out, does do a lot of damage. Of course, Fearless has the Aegis, so if he dies, it's not the end of the world. My Pro will fall. It's going to be a 2-for-2. Blizzard is manning up. He has only a spin left. Negi gets a double kill, actually. It's a 3-for-2, and they might lose everybody here. Dogbrain is in trouble. He has Rage. He has the Armlet toggle. It's really tough for him to fight. They could try going at Blizzard. He doesn't have a spin. They should get this kill, and they will. And Dogbrain is toggling like crazy at this point. Can't quite do it again, though. Negi gets a triple kill. And that actually... That was a great snatch from Alpha Red, but that could have gone better for them. Signify with a really good fight there, I think. And they got the most of the gold out of that, too. Look at 1,600 of which went to that Bristleback. And, yeah, I would assume you should build on the Radiance at this point. I would just do it right now if you get treads.
Oh yeah, agreed. He's the true carry now, right? This man is unkillable. Storm Spirit is pretty difficult to lock down in these fights too. They did get the Aegis, so that was... The fight wasn't that great for Alpha Red, but the steal was fantastic,
yes.
Right? Imagine what happens if Juggernaut, for example, gets that Aegis, and then they can sit there and siege with an unkillable Jug and an unkillable Bristleback with Tinker, rockets to support all that. So they keep the game going, and Signify, they're in an awful position. I know they're still up 1,000 gold, but that's their next big objective that they needed to actually progress the game. Now yeah. Storm Spirit's going to have just the whole map to keep on farming. It's rough.
They're pushing out bottom now. They have a Tinker Ward laid down, and If they can find this Tinker, they can probably just push a tower down, I would assume, even against Bristleback.
So, Negi, our Bristleback player, goes for the Yule Scepter. Interesting. So
he is getting silenced in some of these fights, I suppose.
Yes. And he'll have a way to deal with the Axe Blade Mail call. So that helps a bit.
I really wish... I know it's a good item, but I still wish I wish he went Radiance this game. I just think
I agree.
They would be able to kill...
Like,
there's a lot of squishy heroes who on Alpha.
I feel like he's in position to really carry the game. But it's still a good team item, and he is playing with Tinker and Jug, heroes that need a lot of farm, right? So
that's true.
He just needs to survive. That's his job.
And he doesn't want to take that farm away from the Tinker. So they're going to try to push mid. There's no Aegis, so they can do this with some comfort. You know, Clockwork has been sitting bottom, waiting for somebody to TP in for the next, like, 5 minutes. And he's finally going to do it, and he's going to see it as well.
It's Tinker, but he can't solo kill Tinker.
He's going to try. He's going to try with Blade Mail. All right, there's Fearless. That's what they needed. Meanwhile, they're fighting Dogbrain mid, and he might just die. He has an armlet. He needs to turn it on. He is dead. They were not expecting him to be there without the Tinker, but they did stay. They kind of waited around the tower, and they got the kill and the tower. And that's no lifestealer for 60. The good news is that they don't have the Tinker for 40, so I don't think they'll be able to push high ground.
Yep, high ground is a whole new beast against Storm Spirit, right? Like, you expose yourself to an extremely high damage ball lightning to start off the fight, and Storm can just clear one wave and TP back. Both of these teams don't have the best ways of ending this game, and it just comes down to a game of catch. Who can catch who first? They managed to pick off the Tinker there, slows progression down, and Storm's going to get to Orchid. And once Storm gets to Orchid, he can solo kill Tinker.
Yeah, that's true. He doesn't even need the Clockwork initiation, and that's the great thing about Storm. He can just jump in. If he knows where the Tinker is, like if he has a good idea, he can jump, get some damage. The Tinker will be forced to force instead of blink. Might die, but...
Will indeed be forced to force.
I know.
And yeah, Tinker wards. That's the name of the game, Lot.
They need, they just dropped one on top.
Heroes.
So the side lanes aren't very safe anymore for the Tinker, unless he's in the position where he is currently. They're going to go on bottom, though. My pro, he does have Lion Axe. Nice blink. They need a TP, though. Good stuff. He was tracked, but they couldn't find a Shuriken. They have no disables when they're not close enough.
Yep. He blinked as soon as he got vesseled, and he's gone.
That's good reaction time. Shadowblade for the Jug, interestingly enough. There's already a Bounty Hunter in this game, but he builds Shadowblade anyway. He's going to go into Silver Edge, maybe? I don't know if that's the best item, though.
So the whole point of the Shadowblade is because they know that this game is going to come down to a split game, with Tinker trying to find somebody on the side lanes with the Hex, and then Juggernaut trying to follow up on that. The Silver Edge just lowers the cooldown of the Shadowblade, helps with that, and you can't hit the Axe, so he can't spin. It's not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, that's true.
Back when it had damage reduction, people would just stay in Silver Edge, and if Axe Blink called you with Blade Mill, you'd have the damage reduction on top of the Blade Mill, so it just wouldn't do any damage to you.
Yeah,
that mechanic's gone.
Yeah, and probably for the best. Silver Edge is pretty good already with the break. The damage reduction was just... It's pretty nice. But no such luck there. He has purchased the Shadowblade. It has flown out. They're going to smoke together. And this is a pretty slow-paced game. I mean, we still have a lot of Tier 2 towers up, at least on the Radiant side. For the Dire, of course, they've done their job in getting all the outer towers done. Dogbrain's going to get chased down by Blizzard. He has a Rage. He's going to use it, but the Omni Slash might kill him. It is level 2. He's going to infest, maybe. And he's dead anyway. That's pretty tricky. Silver, or rather Shadowblade coming out to good effect. And that was just a level 2 Omni, but they get the kill with the Blade Fury after.
Yep, Big Pick being able to kill the Lifestealer. Even without a whole lot of disables, they're managing to find these kills, which is extremely important. Because when you don't threaten the map like this, people can just stay split the entire game and just gank.
Speaking of getting ganked, my pro pops the Blade Mail. No chance he's dead, it looks like. I think Lion Axe has been here for like a year and a half.
Yeah, he has.
Well, they get the kill on the... Alright, that's pretty brutal. Boombell has spotted Blizzard. He's going to Manta and send some illusions up and then just farm the jungle. Storm Spirit is nowhere near them. Had they had the Storm there, he probably gets that kill. Although he does have a Manta to Manta out of the Orchid. But yeah. The Clockwork has just been sitting in the trees, and Lion X has done like the same thing. And now he's got a jam too on the Clockwork. What an awkward game.
Very awkward, isn't it? Both teams just... It's a massacre. everyone's looking to battle, but Storm Spirit at the top of the network charts, he can follow up from anywhere, pretty much.
Yeah, I think this game gets a lot easier when Swifty picks up his Hex, right? I mean, they could jump in, they can actually take care of the Storm Spirit. It's not like he has a BKB. Oh, that hook shot. Good effort from Boom Bell, but as soon as the flare comes out, the blink comes in from the Tinker, and he gets out of trouble. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. Like, neither team can really do objectives, but it's also like, it feels like Signify have been on the enemy side of the map more than Alpha Red have, I guess. Maybe that's just my interpretation of it, but very weird.
Yep, it's a game of cat and mouse.
So we're probably just gonna wait here until something happens. So that might be a little while. Ugh.
Illusion.
All right, maybe the Axe is dead. He should be dead. I don't know why he's so far up. Trying to build his BKB, trying to find somewhere to farm.
Very good.
Negi will find another kill. All right, start building the Radiance. Trust me. I know it's later into the game, but it's still good. Maybe.
I do think it's still good. Especially with the potential level 25 talent. 15% lifesteal. Spell lifesteal, sorry.
That's true. I forget about the level 25 talents. 30 Warpath damage per stack is also really good, but we see the lifesteal so much that it probably won't happen. I guess it depends. If you don't have Radiance, do you go for the Warpath stack damage? Or is it, you go for it anyway?
I don't know how good it is, to be honest. I mean, it sounds good.
Yeah, it is. Now that I think, okay, so it's like it's literally double the amount that you get from Warpath. So if you get up to 5 stacks, you're doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, it is a ridiculous amount of right-click damage.
It's 300 damage with like the 5th stack, and that's essentially Rapier if you can get all those stacks up. He's up to 9 currently, so he actually doesn't even really need it. But I know the stacks run off pretty quickly, so anyway, they are gonna smoke. They've picked up a hood for this bounty hunter, who's actually, I mean, he does have the spirit vessel. You would expect bounties to actually be more farmed with the amount of track kills that he's gotten. He's kind of close to the clockwork. He's going to shadow walk right underneath my pro. They don't see him, though. They've infested side Fearless. They're looking for a target, but as you can see, it seems that Signify have a pretty good understanding this is happening. And if they lose the bounty hunter, it's not the end of the world. The smoke broke. They know that there's somebody here. They drop a ward. They ball lighting in. They have a gem, I believe, so they get the kill. Plus, they hookshot, too. They found Blizzard, but instead they're going to go for the Witch Doctor. The Omni Slash not doing that much. Blizzard is forced to spin, but now they've got the call, and they're chewing through Blizzard. Crimson Guard's going to keep him alive for a moment. They need one auto attack. They'll find it. Fearless jumps into the March of the Machine. It's a little dangerous. Negi's still really big, so Dogbrain will try to go on him on his own. It's going to be 3 dead on the side of Signify. There's the call jumping back in. No Blade Mail, but the Mystic Flare comes out, and that's a huge kill. He's dead for 74. What a fight from AR. You know, if they start the fight, they can win, and now they take Roche as well.
It's so much easier for them to start the fight, too. You know, they do have a bounty hunter on Signify, but once you grew up, as soon as smoke breaks, Storm's jumping one target, Clockwork jumps another. It's so difficult.
That's the catch factor. And it was a well-coordinated fight, too, not to, like, hook and jump at the same time for the Storm and the Clockwork.
Exactly. They use their spells very well there. But, you know, the catch factor is almost there for Signify. Tinker's super, super close to Hex. Could be a big game changer.
No chance. Might have no chance to survive. Yes. My
Nice.
God. I gotta work on that cheesy line stuff. That's all the other good casters. They have some cheesy bullshit they say. I'm not very good at that kind of thing.
You're just not a cheesy guy.
No, I try to be earnest. Not to say that everybody else is... Okay, this is starting to get... This is not what I meant to say. You're putting words in my mouth, Brax. How dare you?
No such thing.
All right, fine.
Stepping on your own toes.
I do that a lot, to be fair. You cast with me a lot, so you know. That happens quite often. But, yeah, they need the catch from the Tinker, and boy, is he close. But, of course, he buys it. He doesn't have buyback, so he needs to be very careful with how he approaches the next few minutes. Luckily, he's a Tinker, so he should find decent farm anyway. But I don't know. And the thing about that is, it's just Roche. I'd feel a lot better for Alpha Red if they got a tower out of it. They still haven't gotten any tier 2s. So that is a little disconcerting for Alpha Red. They now have the 2K lead, which is the first lead they've had since about 20 minutes into the game, which is like 15 minutes ago. but still, pushing into this enemy team is rough. They have to find a fight. They have to find a target, preferably 2 or 3, before they can actually push, especially the Tinker.
Jesus, how can they deal with this Storm Spirit with Aegis and BKB? Like, Hex is good, but it exposes you in fights, right? So heroes like Clockwork can find you, Axe can find you, and then Storm, when he comes back to life, is definitely going to find you.
Yeah. He's just going to run over you. He only has 19 Bloodstone charges. I suppose it could be worse. But he's still pretty farmed. He can jump in from miles away. They're going to take a fight. He's got to jump as soon as they get somebody. I'm almost certain of it. They're going to see Mr. Crowl. They back up, though. They're going to sit on the high ground. They want to go. This is a nice play. I think it's a smart play. They're going to have the illusion scouting out Mr. Crowl. Then they can go. They deny the bounty. Mr. Crowl is probably dead. There's the call. Mystic Flare. See ya. They don't even need to jump for the Storm Spirit. And now they're going to fight 4 versus 5. They'll probably wrap in from behind. They're going to jump in onto the Bounty Hunter. Orchid comes out, and he's dead as well. And now you need to back immediately if you are Signify. You can't stay here. Even if you're the Tinker, I think you have to leave. Like, they'll see where the march is coming from. Fearless might jump. Okay, maybe not. But they did back up, so smart play. Yeah, that's... These supports are going to get picked off so hard by Fearless in every single engagement from now on. Oh, they see Blizzard. He's already used the spin. He has Omni Slash. They need a silence. They've got one, and he's dead. Wow, what a ward. This ward, they had a sentry over here, not quite in range, of course, and that secures them a very big pickup.
Yep, and that was an observer ward placed from when they smoked up and managed to find an engagement there, so that's a big deal.
Yes.
That's just the thing. When you get to this stage in the game, it's so difficult to play against the Storm Spirit.
He essentially just jumps all over the map. You know. He's just got such good vision. He's so hard to lock down. It's kind of like the Spectre thing from yesterday, except not as, you know, much blink canceling, more just chaos in the fight. He still has his BKB in his backpack. A baller. The jump, the Orchid, they have found Negi. Paul comes out with a Blade Mail, Mystic Flare, and he's dead. And that is a tanky Bristleback that is not so tanky and is in the grave.
The flare damage when Axe is actually, when he gets the call off so he faces the Skywrath Mage is just insane, especially with the Veil.
Yeah, that's true. They have a lot of magic damage for sure. Flare is so strong. I thought you were talking about the other Flare for a second. I got really confused.
Sorry. That's right, there are 2 flares trying to specify.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, 200 damage is kind of a lot with Veil. They're going to jump in. They're going to find Bristleback. That's a dieback, and maybe the game. They lose the Aegis, but I don't think they really care. The Omni Slash will come out. Maybe they can hold on with this. Omni done. They should have a call. My Pro doesn't have Blink, though. And they're going to find Fearless, maybe. He has to back up. Linux getting low, but they haven't lost a single target yet other than the Aegis. No chance. I don't know what you were doing there. He just ran, and he's like, guys, I'm going to get him. I guess he was looking for a shuriken or something. Trying to find a track. They do push them back, but they have secured 2 tier 2s, a tier 3, a buyback, a dieback, and another kill on top of it. So,
yep. This is, of course, one of the many strengths of Tinker, delaying the game with the March, but Lifestealer will just press his rage button, doesn't really care. Storm Spirit is just going to sit back and look for the jump.
You have maledicted me. Oh, no. Joe, the jump comes in. They almost find Swifty. There's a Hex, though, onto Fearless. He didn't BKB beforehand. Good Death Ward cancel, and boy, are they going to get called. Oh, my lord. My Pro with a big call. That might just finish the game, and it does, it looks like, as they don't have buyback on the Jug. Although Fearless is a little low, he has to back up for now. Oh, okay, that's the gem, and a very big kill for Swifty. And now they will have to back. So the game doesn't end, but they do get the gem. They get a lot of kills, and boy, do they get a lead out of that.
Yeah, but Tinker, you got a lot of gold from that Storm kill at the end, sitting on 4,000 gold with his Hex already complete, so could get quite scary. Next item, what is this? Is this a Dagon?
Does that help, though, against the Storm? It won't kill the Storm unless he doesn't get his BKB off or something.
Exactly right, and that's the only reason why that was even possible, because Storm didn't get his BKB off in the very beginning, so Tinker lives.
Yeah, I don't even know if there's a way you can kill the Storm, even with itemization between these heroes. I don't know what item you buy that allows you to do it. Maybe a nullifier for somebody like a Jug, because you Orchid, or you like Hex, and then, no, they don't even have an Orchid. What am I talking about? I don't know. I have no idea what you buy.
It's rough, right? They need a lot.
Like, Bloodthorn Orchid would be nice, or Bloodthorn Nullifier would be nice, but the Jug is not anywhere close to that, nor will he ever be.
The problem is that just nobody can tank this Storm initiation, right? Whoever he goes on is just gonna die.
Yes. Even the Bristleback now. More so, the Bristleback dies to the combinations of abilities, but pretty much everybody else will die to the Storm solo. Even the Jug. Although, as long as he has his Manta style, he could live. But they're going to try to walk out of the base, maybe take one last fight. Everybody's alive on both teams. Dogbrain is baiting. Both teams kind of are baiting. He has an Ogre Club.
Very interesting.
He's level 24, so he's about to get to the Rage duration, which would be nice. And the hookshot comes out. They have found the... who is that? The Tinker? Okay, that might... Well, he has buyback, luckily, but nobody else does. Blizzard has to back. Mystic Flare comes out. They have found Negi. He's going to use himself, but the buyback is... You know, he's about to die. He wanted buyback available. The Tinker rotating in. Blizzard did use the Omni Slash. Lasers continue to go. And lifesteal are getting lower and lower. They keep chaining the disables. But this is a dieback, potentially, if they can find the kill. Good call. And the pull. And that might be it. I know they have 4 alive still, but... Now, I guess the lifesteal are still dead, so they probably won't be able to take advantage of this. Plus, look at where the Bristleback is.
Yep, caught in the wave. What a hero.
Meanwhile, Fearless is going to find a regen rune.
Oh, man.
That's pretty godlike.
Yep. But yeah, without the lifesteal, there's nobody that can actually hit the building safely or, quickly. But maybe with the regen, they'll go take that tier 2. Should be free, 90 seconds, still no Tinker.
Yeah. And also, Roche is going to be up soon, too. If they get a really quick respawn, they could easily take it very fast. Although, again, they don't have the lifestealer, which is a lot of their damage at Roche, to be fair.
Yep, with the lifestealer, they can take it very quickly.
Yep. So, I mean, they just... The fight was split up pretty heavily for Alpha Red. They didn't get the kill on Negi. They didn't get the kill on Blizzard. They still find the Tinker. And that was a really good... I don't think they had any vision there. They must have just flared him and then hooked as soon as they flared.
Tinker was standing right here at the bottom, and there's a 1-tree gap in the tree line, and the creep saw him as he walked by. He did not stand in the right place.
I see. That's a pretty brutal mistake, to be fair. That's just unfortunate, I guess.
You know, the sad thing about that is even if that didn't happen, and Tinker blinks and hexes the lifestealer, there's a good chance Storm finds him and kills him instantly anyways, and then same thing happens because this lifestealer needs to get hexed like 3 times for them to actually kill him. Storm zips across the entire map for double damage. You know, Storm is probably the best rune user in the entire game, right? Double damage, regen, that's it.
Remember, well, Arcane got better. You remember when Arcane used to be awful on this hero?
Yep. Did almost nothing.
Now it's actually okay. Yeah, DD regen, obviously, probably the best. Haste rune, you don't need it. What else is there? Arcane. Illusion sucks ass. I don't know why you would want an illusion for Storm Spirit.
3 out of 5 runes on Storm are super, super good.
Yep. They need to add a new rune now, I think. We've had the same runes for a long time.
Game developer mod.
Yes.
What rune would you add? What would it do?
It's a good question. You know, I mean, all the runes that are currently existent do something that already, like, there's already a mechanic for said rune in game. You know what I mean? Like illusion or invis, of course, like it's already added in with a couple of heroes. So maybe just something that, you know, I don't know. I actually have no idea, to be honest.
Well, all right.
I'm sorry. I'm thinking. Oh, the Storm might be dead. This could be really big. Hook shot coming in. They get the kill. He's dead for 40. He has buyback. And this might turn into a big fight, and I think the Storm might actually use it here. And if he dies again, he might just go down. They're going to look for a call. It's on to 2. Pretty good call, and they're going to find those 2 kills. The Storm's going to jump right back here in a moment, and this could be really bad. Blizzard gets off the Omni Slash. They're looking for Negi. No, they're going to try to find the Tinker instead, but a good blink gets him out of trouble, and that's all of the Storm's mana. No, he's still like half mana left. Now Blizzard getting called, and that will be a Jug kill. Dead for 85. Buyback wasn't even needed, I don't think, for the Storm Spirit, but nice play to actually secure that fight. And Roche, oh, they're so close. 7 seconds.
5 seconds. Are they going to stay in the pit long enough?
Nope. No, they will not. I've seen this before.
Oh, no. Storm doesn't even drop a remnant.
Yeah, that's sad. They pinged it again. That might have actually just been the Tinker ping. Yep, that is the Tinker ping. Somebody check it. Please, Lionax. You have 2 gems. You've got plenty of eyes. There you go.
There we go. Yay.
You guys did it. Now the Nag's up for Skywrath range, which is, by the way, a really good item on this hero. Double Mystic Flare. Pretty insane. Double everything, really.
Crazy stuff. I think it'll be Axe. Double BKB, double call.
Yes. I completely forgot about Refresher Shard that you just mentioned. and they will give it to him. Nice call. Well, there is one way you lose this game if you're alpha, and that is if your Storm somehow dies twice in a row, because he has Aegis, of course, so he will need to die twice.
Yes. He did use buyback, but at the same time, Tinker, his buyback is still on cooldown for another 3 minutes, and that's what they were going for, right? Or in that last fight, right, when Storm bought out, he was trying to find the Tinker. He zipped around everywhere looking for him, but wasn't able to find him.
Yeah.
Heads up play from the Signify Tinker player Swifty.
Yes. He got out of there swiftly, you know. So, thank you. That wasn't very funny. I didn't say it in a funny way, but you really helped me out there. Now I can't even tell if you're like laughing truthfully now. I don't think you are. But...
No, but I've got the biggest grin on my face.
Perfect. That's all I wanted. What was I going to say? The thing is about if you kill Storm Spirit, he's probably still going to have a shorter respawn time. I mean, it'll probably be like 70 seconds or something because it's 14 Bloodstone charges and not like 20. But if they can kill all 5 somehow for Alpha Red, maybe they can push down and force buybacks at least. Maybe even get a set of racks if you're lucky. But that's really all they can do is just take a fight. It's not like they can split push. They can't take buildings fast enough. It's not like they have an IO plus Tiny or whatever to relocate in.
Right, nothing super ridiculously game-changing is going to happen, right? They just need to fight. None of these backdoor shenanigans.
God, he attacks so slow. Finally puts his treads back in. Yeah, the cheese. He's like, I need the attack speed. Nice rage as the cast comes out, and he's just going to chew down the Rex. Storm's in the base. They don't know that he's there, I don't think. Mr. Kral's going to find himself a neighbor. This is a very dangerous game they are playing. Oh, they see him. Blizzard. Oh, the call comes in. Blizzard tried finding him, but they had detection. They had a gem. And that gem is going to allow them to get a very big kill and force out the buyback. Now they're going to turn and find Mr. Kral, who is dead because he is super squishy. Good call onto 2 from MyPro. Not that much damage at Blizzard. Luckily surviving for now, but he needs to survive. Otherwise, it's a dieback and the game just ends. They get the Hex off into the Storm Spirit, but again, he has the Aegis, so not the end of the world if he does die, which he does. Blizzard's still spinning. He needs to get back into the well now. Negi's going to have to do a lot of the damage, and Boom Bell will have to back up. The Spirit Vessel taking him down. They missed the Hex on, or excuse me, they missed the call onto the Negi Bristleback, but Storm can just jump away because they cannot continue to chain the Hexes because they get a good call, counter initiation from MyPro.
Give that cheese to Storm.
Oh, did they?
No, they need to.
They do
so
need
actually
to,
come
for
back
sure.
and fight.
He's going to try. He's going to jump in with the Sheep's Guard. Very dangerous. They hexed him. Is in trouble. Storm's down, but he's only for 56 seconds. It's not at the end of the world. They did buy back at the Skywrath Mage. Negi trying to run away. Negi, his buyback is still down. He just used it. There's only one buyback left on this Radiant team. It is, in fact, the Bounty Room, or Bounty Hunter, excuse me, which does not matter, but they are going to find the Perma-Hex onto the Lifestealer, and Blizzard secures a double kill. And that was the fight that they needed to have. They would have liked not to have to use all those buybacks, but they did, and they will end up getting the kill, which is huge. And now the Tinker buyback will be up in 25 seconds, and they can push and force out the buyback of this Lifestealer potentially.
Yeah, luckily for Storm, he did have a large Bloodstone, right? Lots of charges on that thing, so he's not dead for eternity like Lifestealer is.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Lots too for Swifty. They smoke. I don't know. This is still really dangerous for Signify.
At the top. Lifestealer, 60 seconds. Right. If you commit to this fight, there's no getting out. Because Storm can just chase him. If they can manage to, oh boy.
He stays a little too long there, and that's pretty rough.
Really nice observer ward inside the base. If Storm happens to overstep, they can just jump him inside the base, and he won't have any. Just has no buyback.
Yeah.
2.5 minutes, no buyback.
Swifty will have to keep the waves pushed out here with double march. He's doing a pretty good job of it. Signify will take the Shrine, as they took a tier 3 tower pretty early on into the game, and they've also did some damage to the racks. Actually, did they just take the tier 3, or I think it was dead right for a while.
It was dead, yeah. The double siege creeps destroyed it.
Okay. So that gets them some gold to get back into the game. The Storm, however, has now the game-winning item, which is the Lincoln Sphere, so they need to force into Hex and Swifty. I think you probably got some good reactions, but probably not good enough to deal with the Storm Spirit in that way. It's going to be really tricky, especially if they don't know the Storm Spirit has Lincoln Sphere.
It's a million times easier for Storm to just jump a target with his BKB on, right, than it is for Tinker to blink, catch him, and then use those 2 items really quickly.
Yeah, I mean, if the Storm is ready, he'll have his ball lightning ready to go to jump out of trouble, but I mean, it's not impossible. It is not impossible. The Jug wishes he could do a little bit more damage now. He's still, you know, kind of far behind. The Bristleback wishing he had a bit more damage. He did end up going for the spell Lifesteal. He picked up a Blade Mail. He's working on a Shiva's Guard, which will apply a little damage, but it's not anything that, you know, he'll be able to use with the Warpath. The Radiance, of course, never picked up, which I really wish he did. I think this game might have been a little bit easier for them had he done so, but that's in the past. So,
yeah, I guess he felt like he needed to buy more defensive items so he could actually survive when Axe blinked in and called him.
Yeah.
Which, you know, he still is dying, but I don't know. I felt like he had such a good start that he could have gone for these bigger scaling items rather than, you know, Yules into Blade Mail.
He could have gotten the Radiance before. Like, they killed him with Blink Call and the Mystic Flare a couple times for sure, but, like, I think he did survive in those earlier engagements where if he had Radiance, the game's a lot easier for him. Or not. Well, that's not necessarily. He would have done more damage at least, but yeah, I don't know. BK Beyond the Axe. He has his Blade Mail, of course, which got a long time ago. They have the Shadowblade bots. The Lifestealer has picked up the Heart a while ago. He's got his AC done. He's working on now a Basher and Abyssal Blade. Other items coming out. We talked about the Ags for the Skyrath Mage. There's also the Shiva. No, that was picked up a while ago.
Let's talk about talents, Juan.
Okay. All right.
The Axe level 25 talent is so good. Plus 100 AoE to Berserker's Call.
Yeah.
This thing is super fat now. It's like 2 Slaughter Crushes.
Yeah, it's way better. It makes it a lot easier. It's like having that Chrono AoE. Of course, the Chrono AoE is much bigger, but it's sort of the same impact. You know, you could easily miss Chronos earlier without it, but
that's all I wanted to point it out.
And it's just that one talent.
That's the important one. Yep.
I guess the rage duration is not bad.
Oh, actually, no, I missed one. You know, now they've got 2 destructive flares in the side of Alpha Red. The Clockwork Rocket. He's got the damage talent for it.
Boom.
Now it's dangerous.
Now it really nukes some people. It's sitting at 325 flare damage on a 14-second cooldown. Look out. They're going to get you. Tinker picked up the Heat-Seeking Missile Mini-Stun, which is nice. What else is there? Jug picked up the 600 health, so he's a lot tankier. He can actually survive in some of these fights instead of being paper thin and dying. Man, there are some low-level heroes on the Radiant side. Mr. Krell is 18. They don't even have their level 20 talents on the Witch Doctor and the freaking Bounty Hunter. God.
It's just a matter of time before Alfred find this jump. They have the ward on the high
ground. There it is. He has buyback, luckily.
Yeah. Definitely not the most ideal target, but hey, kill's a kill, right?
They're going to de-ward this immediately. Buy a Sentry or Gem. They have one on the Bounty Hunter. Run there. I guess he doesn't want to get jumped on. He needs to be a little careful.
Does not want to die.
He almost walked into it. Now he does. He just saw it. That vision is actually going to be pretty important for them. There's the buyback from the Witch Doctor. Initiating is pretty difficult, especially when the Storm is on the back lines and he doesn't want to jump in. They've got the Lincoln Sphere on Dogbrain, and he can just go to work. You know, they break the Lincolns, which is nice. He's going to rage and walk out. They can head back to Roche, which is up now in about 2 seconds. It's actually just going to be up right now. And that's the perfect time to back up and to take Roche and probably finish the game because it's another set of Refresher Shard, Aegis, and Cheese, which they don't have any more of. Yes. And I mean, like, I think you just have to give this away if you're Signify. I have no idea if you could take a fight over at the Roche pit.
Yeah, it's way too dangerous to leave your base at this point because you don't know whether they have wards. They could just be sitting there waiting for you to jump them. Safest thing you can do is fight in the base and hope they feed and dagger fountain, honestly, because going to contest this Roche is just accepting defeat.
Yeah. They'll have the bounty scouted out, but he'll probably die. He dropped a ward, you know, for the inevitability if they try to ever go Roche. Unfortunately, he was a little too late to the party. Otherwise, this ward doesn't really do anything, right? Other than runes.
Runes are important, right? Double damage Storm Spirit, Arcane Rune, Storm jumping from across the map.
Yeah, but it's not like they're going to be able to get the rune if they see one, right? How do they get over to the rune?
Yeah. They're not leaving their base. They're boxed in at this point.
It really comes down to, like, 2 fights, because Jug and Tinker will have buyback. But once they get those 2 fights, Alpha Red can just win. They have Aegis now in the Lifestealer. I think this is probably fine, because the Storm has Lincoln Sphere and a Cheese also.
Yep, Storm's just hitting the building, sitting there, regioning with Heart, and he'll go right back at it to attack.
It's like I don't even know what they can do.
Exactly. They can't do anything, right? You have to go on this target. You're just not going to kill, so the team
You
fight
just have to let
begins.
Vegas go and then hope that they funnel in for the tier 4s at some point. They found no chance on the back lines. Mystic Flare does miss. No chance is still alive for now. They actually kind of got the lifesteal low. Good call, though, onto 2. That AoE is so big, they're going to refresh it and probably go for another one. And that'll get at least one of these kills, probably both. Negi does have buyback, so they all buy back and try to...
Everyone's buying.
Yeah, I mean, I think they used 4 there. That's the Aegis, though. That's all they got was the Aegis. And they're going to come back in with another call, probably. My Pro getting ready. His Blade Mail is back up. He's a little low in HP. Maybe they just back now. It wouldn't be a surprise.
Yep, low on mana as well. Maybe they'll just reset.
They're going to go in mid or bottom, maybe?
They want to keep going. They're looking for a better angle.
Tinker, jump on him. He blinks away. Instead, they will find the Bounty Hunter. I'll take another gem. That's 3 that they have currently. And they'll try to go Megas down bottom. And I don't really know that they can do anything. I mean, the game feels pretty over, especially if they lose one more core hero, which might be Negi. They'll Hex up the Lifestealer, but of course he should have buyback. He does. Even if he dies, he's probably fine. The Mini-Sun being kind of a nuisance for the Dire team. But they're just going to play it slow. Wait for the Megas to come in and go from there. They'll jump on a Negi, maybe not. They might not wait. They're going to try to jump on Swift, who pops the BKB. There's the Hex coming out. The Mystic Flare is there. And he does have his BKB back up in 3, but they're going to continue to try to perma-hex him. But Boombell's the one that dies instead of him. Blizzard survives. He did use his Omni Slash. They get the Clockwork, but Fearless is just going to regen back up, and they could just back. They're going to go Shrine. And
Yep. They can't actually fight without Axe because he has no mana, so he doesn't really do much in the fights. Can't even... He didn't even have enough mana to Blade Mail after his Berserker's call.
Yep. So they back up. Probably smart. I mean, you already have Megas coming in now. They also have 100 seconds without this Bristleback, where they could fight 4 versus 5, even especially if the clock buys back, which I don't think he will.
That GPM talent on Skywrath is pretty insane. 300?
Yeah.
Not quite the 420, but Skywrath Mage with the items is super screwed. He's got a Hex now.
Yeah, he has Hex. That's pretty nice. Wait, so it's only for abilities, right? It's not for Hex or items, correct, with the eggs?
Right, right.
Which would be broken, by the way.
That'd be insane.
Double Hex. That would be pretty nice. But he does have the Hex now, and that's one way of dealing with the Tinker before he gets his BKB, or the Jug, for that matter, whoever. Oh, my God. I was not expecting that. I don't think Blizzard was either, but he does have a Healing Ward. It is gone now, but they will find no chance, probably. Call onto this Tinker. The Blade Mill goes. That's another kill. The Tinker's forced to buyback. There's still no Negi, and that is a dead no chance with Ball Lightning finishing him off. The Hex comes out onto the Storm Spirit, but he should be fine, in all honesty. They break the Lincoln Spear. The Hex comes in onto Blizzard, which I think was from a Lotus Orb. Call at the edge of the well. Big. Blizzard is dead. Great call. Great win for Alpha Red. It took him 57 minutes against the Tinker, which is probably not what they wanted, but that was a really good game at the end of it there.
Yep, back and forth all up till the very end. Just Storm Spirit against Tinker, seeing why this hero counters Tinker. Like, he just gets off to that start. He had a pretty decent start, died a couple times, but still he was always farming, right? And we really saw it once he got to, like, the Orchid stage of the game.
Yes.
When nobody could actually stand comfortably on the map anymore.
Man, 31 assists, 11 kills. His team had 55 kills total. He was involved in 42 of them, which is a lot. But I would assume if you're all Alpha Red, you probably at least consider the Tinker ban next game, because that's really the only reason the game went as long as it did, I think. I think they had the game won at like 30 minutes. Or
yeah.
You see the win probability graph, more like 40 minutes, but I think it was even over before
that. It was a very one-sided game at that stage where it just couldn't get finished yet, right?
Yeah, they didn't have the best side push.
On.
Yeah, so they'll go back to the drawing board for both teams.